Hi friends, it's Miss Rachel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's go ahead and get started. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, stomp your feet. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, rub your tummies. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, nod your head. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, sit so still. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit so still. Good job. We're going to do open and shut them. Open and shut them. Open and shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open and shut them. Open and shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open up your little mouth, but do not let them in. Good job! Alright, I have my rainbow tree tonight. And remember, when we shake those colors down, we're going to say, and down came the color. We have to name which color we shook. Let's count the colors that we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have yellow, purple, red, orange, and blue. Way up high in the rainbow tree, 5 little colors smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the color blue. How many colors do we have left on our rainbow tree now? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Way up high in the rainbow tree, 4 little colors smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the color orange. All right, how many colors now? We have 3. 1, 2, 3. Way up high in the rainbow tree, 3 little colors smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the color red. How many colors are on our tree now? 2. 1, 2. Way up high in the rainbow tree, 2 little colors smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the color yellow. All right, how many colors now? 1. And what color do we have left? Purple. Way up high in the rainbow tree, 1 little color smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the color purple. Good job. All right, let's put our rainbow tree away so we can read our first book, which is about a book. Where are my books? Spencer loved books. His favorite bedtime book was Night Night Narwhal. Sometimes he read it out loud. Every night, Spencer put the book back where it belonged. That way, he'd always be able to find it. Until one morning. Where's my book? Spencer looked everywhere, but it was no use. Night Night Narwhal was gone. That evening he chose Tedious Toad. It was okay. But Todd was a toad, and toads were amphibians, and amphibians books were supposed to be for right after lunch story time. When Spencer woke the next morning, Tedious Toad was gone. Every morning, another book was missing. Next, it was gone was Send in the Clownfish. Then Beluga vanished. Sea Monkey and Bob went missing, and then things were just getting out of hand. Spencer vowed to find out what was going on. His father did not know what had happened to Nighty Night Narwhal. Spencer's mother had no idea either, nor had she seen Tedious Toad, Send in the Clownfish, Beluga, or any of Spencer's others missing books. That left only one person. Where are my books? It was time for a new plan. That night, Spencer set up a trap with his copy of Space Frog Sam. The next morning, it was time for Spencer to get his books back. Where are my books? Spencer ran faster. The thief was just around the corner. Ah, he said, that's my book. Spencer didn't know that squirrels like to read. It gave him a great idea. Spencer told the squirrels they could borrow his books. But here were the rules. Just like the library, they had to return the books they borrowed before they could borrow more. But they didn't need to leave anything behind. Spencer even helped them pick out their first book. He chose one of himself, too. And he promised to read it out loud. Good job. All right, we're going to do the wheels on the bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through town. The babies on the bus go where, 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 where. The babies on the bus go where, all through the town. The mamas on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mamas on the bus go shh, 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 all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. Good job. We're going to do Come Under My Umbrella. It's starting to rain with thunder and lightning. Come under my umbrella, umbrella, umbrella. Come under my umbrella. It's starting to rain with thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning. Come under my umbrella. It's starting to rain. Good job. What we're going to do down around the corner, we have our pea pods. And remember, along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch, takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. Oop, let's move this one up so we can see our pea pod. There we go. Down around the corner in my garden so fine, there was one little pea pod all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. Right now we have 4 pea pods. Down around the corner in my garden so fine, there was 4 little pea pods all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. Okay, now we have 3. Down around the corner in my garden so fine, there was 3 little pea pod all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. All right, now we have 2. Down around the corner in my garden so fine, there was 2 little pea pods all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. All right, we have 1 more pea pod. Down around the corner in my garden so fine, there was 1 little pea pod all on a vine. Along comes a rabbit who wants something to munch. He takes away one pea pod and eats it for his lunch. Good job. All right, we're going to do our last book. Before I do that, we'll make some announcements. We are doing in-person story time now, so you can join me every Tuesday for toddler story time at 10 and 10:30. Miss Beth is doing outdoor story time Thursdays at 10:30. And of course, you can come to in-person Jammie Storytime Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. all at the Pueblo West Library. But of course, I'll still be here every single night on Facebook Live and YouTube Live at 7:30 p.m. All right, let's go ahead and read our last book, which is Lost for Words. Tapar had some pencils and a nice notebook, but he didn't know what to write. He started on a clean page and tried to think of something, anything, but nothing popped into his head. It felt just like his page, empty. Tapar's friends wrote words easily about things that meant a lot. Giraffe was writing a poem about his favorite tree. He chewed its leaves and then he wrote, "You are tall and thin, my perfect tree. You reach so high, just like me. Your leaves so juicy and good to chew. Oh, precious tree, I do love you." Giraffe had a way with words. Hippo was in a muddy pool, writing an exciting story. Once upon a time, there lived a very handsome hippo, and one day, while dozing in the pool, he heard a bird cry for help. What a disaster! She was stuck in the mud. The very handsome hippo swam bravely to her rescue. "My hero!" chirped the bird. Thank goodness this handsome hippo was an excellent swimmer. The end. Hippo always knew how to begin a story and how it would end. He was oh so clever. Flamingo was composing a song about the sun. She hummed softly as she wrote, "When the sun shines brightly in the sky, I feel so happy I want to fly. I stretch my neck, I fluff my feathers. For me, sunshine is the best of weathers. But when the clouds come and then the rain, my long, long legs become cold again. Her song was perfect. It even brought tears to Tapir's eyes. I must be doing something wrong, thought Tapir. So he tried humming and wallowing, even chewed on some juicy leaves. But no words came. The harder he tried, the grumpier he became. It's not fair, said Tapir. I don't know what to write. Don't worry, said his friends. You'll think of something. But Tapir wasn't so sure. He walked away, far, far away to a quiet place on top of the hill. Tapir looked out the beautiful view and began to think. Then very calmly he opened his notebook and unpacked his pencils. And without any words, he drew the sun. Big and round, right at the top of the page, a bright sun, especially for Flamingo. Under the sun, Tapir drew a river, long and winding down the pool, where Hippo liked to play. He added plenty of mud to keep Hippo happy. Next Hippo's pool, he drew a tall tree. Tapir covered it with fresh green leaves because he knew Giraffe liked it that way. When Tapir had finished, he looked proudly at his drawing, but there was something missing. 3 friends so important that they needed a page all by themselves. Tapir rushed back to show his friends what he had drawn. Oh, how wonderful, said Giraffe. You draw so well, said Hippo. It's beautiful, whispered Flamingo, wiping tears from her eyes. Tapir didn't need words after all, not one. He colored beautiful drawings and they said everything he wanted to say. And they said it perfectly. Good job. Where we're going to do our twinkle, twinkle, little star, and then we'll wave goodbye. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, let's wave goodbye. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. Oh, with the friends at story time, we wave goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. We clap goodbye like this. Oh, with the friends at story time, we clap goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. We stomp goodbye like this. With our friends at story time, we stomp goodbye like this. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Bye!